As one of Kansas City's pioneering social service agencies, MLM meets the needs of the poor with innovative and effective programs that empower people to break the cycle of poverty, to get back on their feet and help them become what God intended them to be. Richard Nash is one such story. Raised by a single mother, Richard was a typical boy who loved to be outside.
As a kid, I was a joyful little kid. I didn't have my dad, because my dad was, I think he was locked up at the time. But we had Mom. Mom really took care of us, and she did the best she could with 3 kids on her own.
By the time he was a teenager, the world began to tighten its grip on Richard.
At the time, I was drinking, and I was still doing drugs, smoking cigarettes. I wasn't being responsible. I just thought the world was mine. Me being young, I'm like, okay, I'll be all right. But I'm in trouble now that I done it,
Richard's lifestyle would eventually force his family to put him on the streets.
Okay, Mom, I'm coming to live with you. Okay, you only can stay here for a little while. Okay, sister, I'm coming to live with you. You only can stay here for a little while. And then I was just to the bottom of the pit. Then I was like, wow, I don't have nowhere to go. At that point in my time in my life, I just thought like, wow, no one loves me. What? All the time I'm hurting myself, but I'm thinking, why are they doing this to me? Why they don't want me to stay with them? Why? I'm pointing the finger at everybody else but myself.
Soon, Richard hit rock bottom. With nowhere to go, Richard ended up spending 70 days in a homeless shelter. It was there that he heard about MLM, and he knew he needed help. MLM caseworker Eric Sundquist was assigned.
Richard's a great guy. Every time he sees me, he's like, "Hey brother, how you doing? And I got a good word from the Lord for you." And he's very faith-based. When he first came in, he was really down about that, and it was one of his goals. He told me he wanted to increase the spiritual direction of his life and the spiritual support in his life. He's gotten really involved in his church, and so he has that one thing that drives him every day. And for Richard, it's definitely his faith.
Over the next 6 months, MLM provided the tools and help Richard needed to get back on his feet.
They got a center in there on the computer, and Cache, she helped me with a resume, and I made a resume from past jobs. Basically, you learn a lot too there because they had these couple of days out of a week, they have programs of how to be a good tenant. And they have various programs that you can go there and learn and would help you in your walk.
MLM programs help their clients with the basics of life: transportation, job search, groceries, finding permanent housing, pay first and last month's rent, utility deposits, and more. MLM's unique programs enable people like Richard Nash to break the cycle of poverty and become upstanding members of their communities.
If they wouldn't step in, I can't really say where I'd be right now. I don't know. I really don't know. I just thank God for them, for the Lord guiding me to them. I just think, because I don't want to imagine where I would have probably been by now. Probably wouldn't even be here.
The backbone of MLM is the hundreds of volunteers who support and sustain MLM's assistance program. Jim Glenn is the executive director of MLM.
In Scripture, Jesus told us that one of the benchmarks is if we see people who need to be fed, did we feed them? People that were thirsty, did we give them a drink? If they needed clothing, did we help clothe them? So, these are such simple, basic things that we are able to do at MLM. We have food at all 3 of our locations. We have food pantries. We give people lots of food to carry away to help them with their hunger. We help them with clothing. We have homeless people that come to us often with their small children or their babies, and they've slept in abandoned buildings or under bridges the night before. We help them in a number of steps, including empowerment, finding jobs, finding other resources that exist in the community they don't know about, and finally we move them into permanent housing. And it's such a joy to walk with them all those stages. And we're doing the Lord's work in many ways, and we welcome the help of others and the engagement of others to help us do more of that. We have so many wonderful volunteers, and we have We have so many wonderful donors that help us with financial contributions. We never have enough of either. There's more room for both, and the more we have, the more we can do.
Today, Richard Nash is finishing his GED and continues to look ahead with renewed hope and dreams. When asked what's the proudest moment of his life,
Now, honestly, now's the proudest moment of my life as I look, because see, I look at my life sometimes, not all the time now. I look at my life like a rearview mirror. I look back in that rearview mirror and I see what I've been through, and I keep straight and I push the gas even further. Just keep going straight. Because I messed up a lot of years in my life on the streets, doing drugs, just being bad, thinking that was good, So now is the best time in my life. I'm so happy now, you know what I'm saying? I got a relationship personally with my Lord, which makes me feel so good, and what I've been through. And I don't even worry about what I've been through. I won't forget it, but I don't let it bother me because I know my Lord has something in store for me.
sometimes just a little help is all we need to get back on our feet. For over 30 years, MLM has been there for those who needed it, providing assistance to over 50,000 each year. MLM is deeply grateful for those who support their efforts. Your contributions continue the funding and expansion of MLM services that many consider to be daily miracles.
And I think it took me a long time to realize how good Christ has been to me. It's like I've been out in the wilderness for like 38 years, and finally I came home.